Good morning or afternoon. My name is Jack Hoff with Weazel News. Today I'm accompanied with Mr. McGill, who's running for governor. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Mr. Hoff. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine myself. Thanks for asking. Let's get straight into the question. So, Mr. McGill, what made you want to run for governor?
Well, you see, I used to be an entrepreneur myself. I don't know if anybody's seen. I used to be a bookie for a long time, and I always had these visions of how stuff would be. Changing up a little bit of stuff, trying to get some things ran better in the city, trying to get the crime all down. I've been in the city a long time, so I figured, let's take a shot at it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get the crime down. Let's see if we can make the changes that the people need, that the people want. You know what I mean? So it's mainly just because I've been in the city for such a long time. I'm trying to get, just trying to get the crime down. Figured maybe I can have a shot at being able to do that.
And how do you plan to do that?
How do I plan to get crime down? Well, there's a number of ways you can do that. First, you got to bring out some rehabilitation systems. If there's some guy, walking down, let's say someone's walking down the street drunk, they got pulled over, or they stopped, they go to jail, then they get out of jail. What's stopping them from buying booze again and just doing the same thing, causing a havoc on the streets? Well, instead of just sending them to jail and back, let's send them to a rehab program. Let's try to help this person. You know what I mean? That's be one way. Another way is, we can introduce some systems that would be able to allow people who are in jail or come out of jail to, instead of just being thrown out on the streets, they're able to do something with themselves. Get a job a little easier. A lot of businesses, then they don't allow people who went to jail to be hired. Let's try to change that up. Maybe, try to help them out, get back on their feet. Most crime happens when people are down low. You got to bring them back up high.
What is your ultimate goal if you were to be elected as governor, and what do you want people to remember you by at the end of your term?
I mean, my ultimate goal, obviously, is just to clean up the city, try to get the crime down. If you get the crime down, the city, we want this city to flourish. We want to be able to go to Legion Square and not have to see people lying on the streets because they ain't got a home. Let's bring those people into homes. We want to make sure that nobody's going to jail just because they threw something on the ground. Let's not send somebody to jail because they threw something on the ground. Let's just have them pick it up, throw it in the trash. What do I want people to remember me for? If I'm being quite honest, I don't want people to remember me. I just want people to know who I am. Remembering, those are memories. You don't want memories. You want to make memories. You don't need memories. All right. You just want people. You just want people to know who you are. You don't need people to remember you. So if I'm being honest, I can't answer the second part of that question. I'm not looking for people to remember me.
A couple of other candidates have mentioned about implementing a sales tax. What is your opinion on that?
Implementation of a sales tax is always a good thing, but it all depends on how the economy is going. If you got 20,000 people who are all part of a millionaire club, well, then you got all these people. If you got 20 million for each person, then you're paying $1 million for a gallon of milk. Who wants to pay $1 million for a gallon of milk? Nobody. So you just want to make sure that nobody's, doing too much money. There's going to be a sales tax. It's kind of inevitable, but it's going to be adjusted based on how the economy's doing. Maybe adjusted once or twice, maybe not adjusted at all. Who knows? We just got to see how the economy's going.
What is the first policy/goal you want to achieve if you're elected governor?
Well, the first goal of mine is going to be to start up a rehabilitation, center, clinic, whichever you may want to call it. That's definitely going to be the first goal. That's going to be the first thing I kind of push for. You know, um, Other than that, we just got to get into office. We got to see how it goes. Going to give it a few weeks. Goals could change. There may be something that's more pressing. Something that's more important that needs to be done, rather than just doing this rehabilitation. So it all depends on what the big, it's kind of like Twitter. You got to make sure what's tweeting, leading, all this stuff. You got to make sure what's the trending problem. You go for the trend of the problem, and then you fix that problem that's the biggest one at the time. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. McGill, for answering all of the questions I have. If you'd like, we can provide you with some time to
I'm gonna be running a campaign here coming up shortly. We'll be announcing it. I'll hit up Mr. Hoff here. Maybe you could do like a little ad in your paper for me. And I'm gonna be doing a campaign, like a kind of rally. We're gonna try to get some food trucks and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna have a good time, and if people want to meet and greet with me, that's great. And we'll try to get it done there. Other than that, always bet on the McGill.
Thank you, Mr. McGill. Weazel News appreciates and thanks you for coming down. This is Jack Hoff, signing off. Thank you. Have a good night.